There was a time when I believed that earning more money would solve every financial problem in my life. I chased bigger paychecks, searched for faster opportunities, and thought happiness waited just beyond my next income increase. Yet, no matter how much I earned, peace remained out of reach. My bank account seemed to empty as quickly as it filled. I wasn't poor because I lacked money. I was poor because I lacked wisdom. Then I discovered a different way of looking at wealth. It was not a method built on greed, shortcuts, or endless ambition. It was a path rooted in awareness, discipline, gratitude, and balance. Instead of asking, "How can I make more?" I began asking, "How can I use what I already have wisely?" That single change transformed my life today. I have saved over $10,000, not through luck, gambling, or risky investments, but by following timeless principles that anyone can practice. The first lesson was simple. Desire has no finish line. The more we feed endless wants, the hungrier they become. Every unnecessary purchase creates another craving. Every impulse convinces the mind that satisfaction is one transaction away. But real contentment never arrives through constant consumption. It appears when we learn the difference between need and desire. So before buying anything, I learned to pause. I asked myself 3 quiet questions. Do I truly need this? Will this improve my life in a meaningful way? Will I still value it a month from now? Most of the time, the answer was no. That brief moment of awareness saved hundreds of dollars every month. The second lesson taught me that every coin carries energy. Money is not merely paper or numbers on a screen. It represents hours of effort, moments away from family, and pieces of our lives exchanged for value. When I realized that every dollar represented part of my time, spending became a far more thoughtful decision. Instead of wasting money on things that quickly lost meaning, I invested in experiences, education, health, and long-term security. The third lesson was moderation. Extreme saving creates suffering. Extreme spending creates suffering. Balance creates freedom. I stopped trying to impress people with expensive possessions. I didn't deny myself every pleasure either. Instead, I created healthy boundaries. Master your desires before your money. Learn to separate genuine needs from temporary wants. Every mindful spending decision strengthens financial discipline and creates room for long-term savings. Many people believe that the secret to becoming wealthy is simply earning more money. But lasting financial peace begins with mastering your desires. The greatest obstacle to saving is often not a small income, but an endless list of wants. Every advertisement, social trend, and passing impulse encourages us to believe that happiness is only one purchase away. Yet, the excitement of buying something new usually fades quickly, leaving us searching for the next thing. This cycle quietly drains our finances without improving our lives. The wiser path is to pause before every purchase and ask whether it is truly necessary or merely a temporary craving. A few moments of honest reflection can prevent months of unnecessary spending. When you learn to distinguish between needs and desires, your decisions become intentional instead of emotional. You stop buying to impress others and begin spending only on what genuinely adds value to your life. This simple habit creates space for consistent saving without making you feel deprived. Over time, every dollar that remains in your pocket becomes a seed for future security. The freedom that comes from self-control is far more satisfying than the brief pleasure of impulse buying. When the mind is no longer controlled by endless desire, money naturally begins to stay where it belongs, allowing prosperity to grow steadily through awareness, discipline, and contentment rather than through endless consumption. Treat every dollar as the fruit of your time and energy. Recognize that money represents your hard work and precious time. Spend intentionally on things that provide lasting value rather than short-lived satisfaction. Money is far more than numbers in a bank account or paper exchanged in daily transactions. Every dollar represents hours of effort, energy, dedication, and moments of your life that can never be recovered. When you begin to see money in this way, your relationship with spending changes completely. Instead of asking whether you can afford something, you start asking whether it is truly worth the time and effort you invested to earn it. This simple shift encourages thoughtful decisions instead of emotional purchases. Expensive trends, unnecessary upgrades, and impulse buying gradually lose their appeal, because you recognize the real value behind every dollar. Rather than spending carelessly on things that provide only temporary excitement, you choose to invest in experiences that enrich your life, education that expands your knowledge, skills that increase your opportunities, and habits that strengthen your health and future. Each financial decision becomes an opportunity to honor your hard work instead of wasting it. Over time, this mindful approach, every thoughtful choice becomes another step toward financial freedom. When you treat every dollar as a reflection of your time and energy, saving no longer feels like a sacrifice. It becomes an act of self-respect, allowing your efforts to create lasting security, peace of mind, and genuine prosperity that continues to grow with every wise decision. Practice balance instead of extremes. Avoid both reckless spending and excessive deprivation. Create a balanced approach by saving consistently, meeting essential needs, investing in the future, and enjoying life responsibly. Many people believe that financial success requires choosing between two extremes. Some spend every dollar they earn, believing life should be enjoyed without limits. Others save every possible cent, denying themselves even the simplest pleasures, out of fear of the future. Neither path leads to lasting peace. True financial wisdom is found in balance. Money is a tool that should support a meaningful life, not become the source of constant anxiety or endless indulgence. A balanced approach allows you to meet your daily needs, prepare for tomorrow, and still appreciate the present moment. Each paycheck can be divided with purpose: one part for essential expenses, one part for consistent savings, one part for future investments, and one part for experiences that bring genuine joy. This rhythm creates stability without making life feel restricted. Balance also protects you from emotional decisions. You no longer feel guilty for enjoying a simple pleasure, nor do you feel tempted to overspend to impress others. Instead, every financial choice reflects calm thinking rather than impulse. Over time, this steady practice builds confidence because you know your money is working in harmony with your values. Financial freedom is not created by excess or deprivation, but by maintaining a peaceful middle path where discipline and enjoyment exist together. When balance becomes a daily habit, prosperity grows naturally, bringing both security and contentment into your life. Develop patience and consistency. Wealth is built through small, repeated actions over time. Regular saving, thoughtful financial choices, and resisting impulse purchases gradually lead to significant financial security. Building lasting wealth is rarely the result of one big opportunity or a sudden stroke of luck. It is the outcome of small, consistent actions, repeated over months and years. Many people become discouraged because they expect immediate results. They save for a few weeks, see only a small amount in their account, and assume their efforts are not making a difference. But every great achievement begins with modest steps. A single dollar saved today may seem insignificant. Yet, when the same habit is practiced regularly, those small amounts grow into something remarkable. Patience allows you to trust the process, instead of chasing quick riches or risky shortcuts. It teaches you that slow progress is still progress. Consistency is what turns a good intention into a lasting habit. Setting aside a fixed amount from every paycheck, avoiding unnecessary purchases, and staying committed to your financial plan create momentum that becomes stronger with time. There will be moments when temptation appears or unexpected expenses arise. But remaining faithful to your goals is what separates temporary success from lasting prosperity. Like a tree that grows quietly beneath the soil before reaching toward the sky, financial security develops steadily through discipline and perseverance. When you combine patience with consistent action, you no longer depend on luck or perfect timing. Instead, you build a foundation of stability, confidence, and freedom that continues to strengthen with every thoughtful financial decision you make. Redefine prosperity through gratitude and simplicity. True wealth comes from appreciating what you already have, living simply, giving generously, and finding peace in financial freedom rather than endless accumulation. Many people measure wealth by the size of a house, the price of a car, or the amount of money displayed in a bank account. Yet true prosperity is not defined by possessions alone. It begins with a grateful heart and a simple way of living. Gratitude shifts your attention from what is missing to what is already present in your life. When you appreciate the food on your table, the roof over your head, the people who care for you, and the opportunities you have, the constant urge to acquire more begins to fade. This mindset protects you from comparing your life to others and spending money just to keep up with changing trends. Simplicity also brings freedom. By choosing quality over quantity and purpose over excess. You reduce unnecessary expenses and make room for what truly matters. A simple lifestyle does not mean living without comfort or joy. It means making thoughtful choices that support your values rather than your ego. Generosity naturally grows from this way of thinking, because you realize that wealth has greater meaning when it can help others as well. The more grateful you become, the less controlled you are by endless desire, and the more peaceful your financial journey becomes. Lasting prosperity is not found in having everything you want, but in recognizing the abundance that already exists and managing it with wisdom, kindness, and contentment.